Anja here, and I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks. And today we are making the Fleur Shawl. Now this is the shawl I designed to go with the cowl, which we have just finished, and it's the Jam Jar Happiness cowl, all about flowers. That's why this shawl is called Fleur, and I love the design. It's a little bit funny, this one, because you think you've made a really short shawl, but it does expand because of the trellis we have put in between the double crochet rows. So for this shawl I am using Wendy Supreme Decay in the color turquoise, and I have used 4 balls because of course I have put tassels on my shawl. So I am using turquoise because this was the base color for that necklace, which I based my idea for the Jam Jar Happiness cowl on. So that's why I chose that color. I am using a 4.5 hook, even though the yarn is prescribed for a 4, but this will give us a bit of a loose and lacy effect. Then of course you will also need scissors and a darning needle to sew in your ends. So let's get started. Now the multiple for this shawl is 4 plus 1. So that means you're going to have to chain a number that's dividable by 4. So I'm going to chain 80, and then you have to add 1. So in total I am going to chain 81. Make your slip knot, insert your hook and get chaining. I will see you when you have 81 chains. So when you have your 81 chains, I have not done 81 because of course my shawl is finished. I'm just doing a sample for you. You are going to start with row 2 in the pattern, and that says chain 1. So you do another chain, keeping your eye on that 81st chain here. Then you turn your chain so it's facing you, and then you do 1 double crochet in that stitch where that turning chain that we have just done is coming out of. So this turning chain does not count. So insert into the 81st stitch and you do a double crochet. So now we are going to make a boxes row. This is just so that we can adhere our tassels to it. So chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. And this is how you will continue until the end of the row. So when you get to the end of the row, you should have 1 to skip and 1 to work in. So chain 1 and then place your last double crochet into your very last chain there, and that's always a little bit difficult to get into, but it does work. So there we go. So this is the base of your shawl. This is meant for your tassels. So now we're going to chain 1, turn, and you're going to place a double crochet all along your work here. But if you place 2 double crochets into the boxes, it makes it look too much like clusters. So what I try to do is I do try to put them around and in, around and in. Okay, so you're going to get started with your double crochet straight away on top of that first double crochet. So in the same stitch as your turning chain is coming out of. Then you place a double crochet around the chain space. Then 1 in the stitch, then around the chain space. In the stitch and around, and that is how you are going to continue until the end of the row. When you get to the end of the row, of course, place one in that last box and then another one into that last stitch, which you kind of have to go and look for towards the front. So you have to tip the work towards you and then place your double crochet in there. So that is row 3 done. Now we're going to do row 4. So chain 1, turn, double crochet in the first stitch. And now we are going to do another row of double crochets. So you just place them into the V's of the double crochets of the row below. And again, when you get to the end of the row, make sure you find that last stitch to do. There we go. And we're going to do the same thing again. Chain 1, turn, double crochet in the first stitch, and in fact we're going to do a double crochet in all the stitches along our row. I will see you at the end of the row. So just doing the last stitch of my row, and I now have 3 rows of double crochets. So now we're going to do trellis. So we're going to chain 1, turn, and we are going to do the double crochet in the first stitch because obviously you need to have a side. So always chain 1 and a double crochet in that very first stitch. Then we are going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th one we're going to do a single crochet. So we have this look. Then you're going to repeat this all the way to the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, single crochet. So here I'm now at the end of my row. I have 3 stitches to skip. The 4th one is the last one. So I am going to do a double crochet in there because of course we need that for the height for the side. There we go. Okay, so we now have something that looks like this. Now, of course, we are creating too many stitches for our amount, but when you hold it like that, it's fine. So I have 5 loops, but you should have 20 loops with your 81 stitches. So now we need to do another type of row of loops to make sure that we are going to get an even look. So we are going to chain 1, turn, and you're going to do a double crochet in that first stitch. So into that double crochet there, you are going to place a double crochet. Make sure you pick up the required amount of strands there. So that just took a little while for me to find that, so be careful doing that. And then you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to crochet a single crochet around the first loop. So really we are doing half a loop here. As you can tell, it's smaller. Then you are going to do chain 5s again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then each time you place your single crochet in the middle of the next loop. 4, 5, single crochet around the next loop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, single crochet around the next loop, and look, this is what it looks like. See, so you have a small one to start with and then the bigger ones in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when you get to the end, you work all the way until you are putting a single crochet in that last loop, and then at the end you're going to chain 3 like we did in the beginning, 1, 2 and 3, and then you place your double crochet into that very last double crochet there. Voila. Now, as you can see, our sides are taller than the middle. That's fine, it will all work out. This does need to sort of stretch out a little bit, so that will help, but we will work it all out, don't worry. So now we go back to doing the first row of this repeat, so of the loops. So once again, you are going to do a chain 1, you turn, double crochet in that first stitch, so find that first double crochet to work in, there we go. And now you're doing your chain 5s, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then you go to this loop here where you place your single crochet. So this is the copy of this row here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a single crochet around the loop, 3, 4, 5, single crochet around the loop. And then when you get to the end of the row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're going to place that double crochet again in the last stitch. There we go. And now we go back to the row with the half loop. So chain 1, turn, double crochet in the first stitch, 3 chains, 1, 2 and 3, then you place your single crochet around the middle of that big loop in the row below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you continue with your 5 chains and connecting them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with a single crochet, 4, 5, trying to count here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and yeah, I've connected in the middle of that big loop, and now I do 1, 2, 3, and then you find the double crochet and you do your double crochet on top of that. Right, so this is a trellis that we are creating. So now we are going to do another repeat of row 8. So where you start with the big chain, so chain 1, turn, double crochet in the next, and then you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you go straight away into that next loop. So you create the big loop on the side. 5, just finishing my row here, making my last loop and the double crochet on the side. So this is the amount of rows that you are doing for your trellis. Now we need to make sure that we straighten off our work again before we can start doing the double crochets again. So you are going to chain 1, this is row 11. You're going to turn, you're going to do a single crochet into that very first stitch, and then you're going to place 2 slip stitches into the chain. So travel along the chain, get into that chain, and make sure that you travel towards the place where you would have put that single crochet, so sort of the middle of that loop. Then you are going to do a single crochet. So you're going to make loops of 3 chains. So 1, 2 and 3, and then go to the middle of the next loop and do a single crochet. 1, 2, 3, single crochet around the next loop, 1, 2, 3, single crochet around the next loop, 1, 2, 3, to the next loop. And so I've now made it to the last loop. So when you get to the last loop, you are going to do those 2 slip stitches here as well to the last stitch. There we go. And then you are here going to do a single crochet. There we go. And now look at that. We have straightened off our work. We have straightened off this bit here, and we are ready to be placing double crochets again. So make sure you don't forget to do this last row, of course, because otherwise it will be very hard to be putting the double crochets on there. So now we are going to go back to placing double crochet. So for row 12, chain 1, turn, 1 double crochet in that same first stitch there. And now, of course, you just have to look what you are doing. So here we've got those slip stitches onto our chain. So I'm just going to put a double crochet around the chain space. Then I'm going to put a double crochet into this single crochet that we did here. And then here we are going to place 3 double crochets in those loops. Then you are going to be placing 1 double crochet into that single crochet that you did. And then, of course, you're working around the chain space again. So 3 double crochets in the chain space, 1 double crochet into the single crochet. And this way, of course, you are going to get back to your original count of 81 double crochets. And I will be back to my count of 21 double crochets. When you get to the end, you're going to place 1 double crochet into that single crochet that you did, 1 around the chain space, and then 1, just look for it, into that last double crochet of the row below. There we go. So from here on, it's a repeat. So we will be repeating from here 2 rows of double crochets, then your rows of trellis, and then this row of double crochets. I repeated this 17 times. So I did 17 repeats, and this gave me a length of 155 centimeters. The width of the shawl is 50 centimeters or 20 inches, and the length of the shawl is 155 centimeters or 66 inches. So when you have decided that your shawl is long enough, you will end on the first row of the double crochets, because that is where your repeat ends. So after that, you will have to do another 2 rows of double crochets. So let me do those now. So chain 1, turn, double crochet in the first stitch and a double crochet in every stitch. I will see you at the end of the 2 rows. So now that I also have a section of 3 rows of double crochets at the end of my shawl, we are also going to have to put the boxes so we can add the tassels to that, of course. So chain 1, turn, double crochet in the first stitch. And then we are going to create the boxes. So chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. And of course you work your way all the way to the end of the row. Then don't forget to do the last stitch, and there we go. So let me show you how to do the tassels. So I wound around my chocolate box about 10 times, cut it off, cut through there. Then you have your strands like this. And all I did was using my hook, going into my boxes like so, pull through the yarn, open it up, yeah, take your hook out and then pull the yarn through the loop. There we go. You place one, you skip four. You place one, you skip four. But of course you can put tassels in every box. You can do them one every other box. It's all up to you. Now you will notice that the trellis does close up like this, but when you wear it, you will see that it does expand and show itself properly. When my ball of yarn ran out, I simply tied on the next one by knotting the strands together. I have a written pattern available for this shawl, so please do follow the link in the description box and this will take you to my shop where you will see the pattern for this shawl. So I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. Please do like and subscribe, and if you want to make this shawl, good luck, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!